Hey everyone, can everybody see me? I'm checking to see if I am live or not, having issues with my new computer. Hold on, let's see. It's been one of those days. Hey, becoming me. I was like, am I live or if I'm not live? Can you hear me okay, everybody? Hi, little Frenchie in Big Texas. Hi, Celestial Rogue. How are you doing? I have my computer back. Hey, Scratching PPA, and I'm doing this off my computer and not my phone. So I was just like, oh my gosh, am I doing it wrong? Hey, JetLife777, how is everybody doing? Sorry I was late. I had to work, so I'm a little bit behind and everything. And today we have going to be interviewing Dianna Brianne Fairchild. She has not one channel, not two channels. She has 5 channels, you guys. And so it'll be interesting to hear how she started her channel and a little bit more about herself. She gives great perspectives on life, and it's her perspective on life, not advice, not just things that how she feels about it. So I think it's kind of cool. Hey, one busy mama, how are you? Thank you for coming in. So let me see if I could do this again. And let me see if I could find, because we were going back and forth. She was having issues earlier that their storm was going to be coming by. So, and since I'm doing this off of my computer, I don't know if I figure out all the little doohickeys over here, you guys. So, how has everybody's day been? What has everybody been up to? Is can you hear me okay? Is it too loud? Let me let her know. All right. Doing real good. Okay. So, I know it's just been such a crazy day today. So, is the quality of the cam okay for you guys? I had gotten a separate mic and I haven't hooked it up yet, but I know people were saying that they were having issues hearing me talk. And this is the phone that I normally film by. So it's just like a little phone here. And so it's been doing pretty good for, I know, doohickey is such a technical term. I know. The little buttons over here, all the little buttons. I'm like, yeah. I know there's a way that I'm able to kind of like, if I had a green screen behind me, I could add like me swimming in the ocean and stuff like that. So I got my Jeffree Star boxes, everybody, or at least 2 of the 3 that I had ordered. I had ordered the Supreme box, but what happened is that when I put everything, I had everything in the cart, and when I press, pay for it and stuff, somehow I wasn't paying attention, and the Supreme didn't come into my, cart. So I got the 3 boxes. I'm waiting for the other one. Oh, it is better. Good. Thank you, Pete. Oh, you finally got a nap, Celeste Rogue. I know. I'm hoping that you feel better. Some of your symptoms kind of like calm down a little. So I can see the chat a little bit better than having to put my glasses on all the time. So I'm like, woo, yay. Let me see if I can figure out. if she's going to pop up. And I don't know where she'll pop up on here. I'm used to looking at everything on my little phone. So it's kind of like confusing, you guys. Yeah, so I'm waiting for one more box. And I got this is at Star Ranch. That's the new palette. And it's so pretty. Because, I mean, it feels like there's not like leather or something in here. But this is kind of like rough, like it's wood. He did such a great job, even with the packaging. That's what it looks like. And those are the colors. It reminds me of like a Western, I mean, it is, a ranch, but it reminds me, gives me that Western kind of vibe there. So let me see if, hold on. Haha. I'm answering. Diana's having issues finding my stuff. Hey, Charlene, how are you? Oh, you missed it? You want to see it again? So those are the colors. I know, I've already dug into this one. I was like, no. But they are pretty colors. There's 3 of them. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's really pretty. Even the darker, that's the brown. Oh, this is a lighter blue. Let me get the lighter blue. That's the lighter blue right there. I know, and I got another one. Oh, you're all right. Let's see. Dianna Brianne Fairchild is in the chat, but let me go ahead and see if I drop this again. Oh, wait, I found her. Okay, yay, everybody. So if anybody else comes into the chat, I'll go ahead and put the information, kind of like do this. And then this way, I'm saying hi to you. We're going to go ahead and ask her a couple of questions. This might get a little chatty, you guys, because she loves to chat. I love to chat. So make sure you grab something to eat, something to drink, go for a potty break. All right. Hold on. Hey, Moon Goddess Treasures, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Hey, Super Twins Bella and Gabby, thank you for coming in. Let me go ahead and bring her on.
Hey, Michelle, how are you?
I'm okay. I was like, oh no, I can't find you.
You know what? This is a big issue for all of us. Hello, everybody. It's great to see all of you. And, I was unsubscribed to you. So when I went to find you, I went to all 5 of my channels to look for you, and I couldn't find you.
Oh no. Yep. It happens all the time. I've been unsubscribed from other people, and then the notification bells go off, and it's just like I don't know who has what unless I randomly try to find somebody.
Well,
it's
we were talking about that with Super Chat a little bit ago on Junk's Fern Closet's channel.
Yes.
And this is the thing that's happening to all of us is that we're all getting unsubscribed from each other, and they're calling it spam. And you come to my channel every day. I come to your channel all the time. And so we're not spam, but we get unsubscribed to each other. So that was why I'm late.
Oh no, that's great. Well, no, I'm filming on my computer for the first time. And so I was trying to figure out all the little, as somebody says, I call it the doohickeys on the, you know, on my screen over here. And it's just like, no. And I had to go, I had to work. So I was kind of like running so late. It was like, no. And I know you had some issues with the storm coming by. So it's just like, okay, let's see if it happens.
As soon as I told you that our electricity might go out or our internet might go out, it did. It actually went
see,
out.
look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Your
That's
words
crazy.
are powerful. Your words are powerful. Remember that. Your words are powerful. As soon as I wrote those words to you, everything went out.
See, look at that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you a couple of quick questions. I know we're going to be chatting even more in between there because you like to talk, and so do I.
You have a wonderful channel. I love your channel, and I love you from the day that I met you. You know, you are amazing.
You.
And your channel is growing the right way. You are growing the right way. And you are growing very much like I did in the beginning. And you are going to be a super channel. And I just love your channel.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So my big first question off to you is, why did you start your channels, or at least your first channel first?
Well, many people already know this story, but I'll repeat it again. And it's a good question. My children were very small at the time. Well, this was 11, 12 years ago. And I decided I wanted them to have my gift, which is my daily wisdom. And so up until that point, I recorded it on VHS tapes and things like that. So I decided to make easy accessibility for when they were older. So I started 11 years ago only for my children. And I made 1-minute wisdom videos for them to be able to tap into later on in life. And I didn't put thumbnails. I didn't have titles. I didn't have anything. Okay. If you go back, there might be one called Harper Valley PTA Dianna Brianne Style. I think that's one of the few that was titled. And that was 11 years ago. And it's funny. You'll see me. It's called Harper Valley PTA Dianna Brianne. And let me know you watched it if you did. But anyhow, what transpired at that point of my life 11 years ago is I had what they called, and it's a little on the serious side, okay, because I keep it light usually, but I had what they called a brain aneurysm. And a brain aneurysm is where you have a blood vessel that pops. Fortunately, the brain aneurysm that I had, I survived it, I lived, and they didn't even know that I had one until about 5 months into it. But I was very, very sick, and I was walking around. I was walking around, functioning, being a mom, barely being able to walk around, but I was getting around. And 5 months later, my mother came to me in a dream, and she was extremely upset. My mother had already passed, and she said, you need to have surgery right away. You have a lesion on the left side of your brain. So my husband came because we were in transition and moving. So he came down for Thanksgiving, and I was still in one spot because we have 2 homes. And he was with the kids. It was over Thanksgiving. I drove myself to the hospital that night at 5 a.m. in the morning. I walked into the hospital. I told them, I said, I think I'm having a stroke, because a brain aneurysm is a stroke. Yeah. And it's a different kind of stroke. And most people, 60% don't live through it. And so anyhow, I walked in, so they put me in the wheelchair right away because I knew that they would take me seriously then. I told the doctor, my mother told me I have a lesion on the left side of the brain. And he said, well, is your mother a doctor? I said, no, my mother passed to the other side. But he took me seriously enough. He put me in a CAT scan, and there it was, a lesion on the left side of the brain. I had popped a vessel. And how that happened is I had run into a wooden hanger going through my house, and the wooden hanger had been wedged, and it was blunt force. And a few months prior to that, and that is what caused the brain bleed. And so lo and behold, so anyhow, I decided if I wasn't going to live, I wanted my children to have my wisdom. And so I created my channel for my children. So I had the channel for 10 years or 11 years. and just for my children. And then all my friends jumped on board. So I had 200 subscribers when I came up here a little over a year ago, and 200 subscribers, but they were all people I knew except for one who found my channel somehow. I have no idea, probably Harper Valley PTA. And I had 200 subscribers. My channel took off. And well, at that point, friends were telling me, you've got to go public. You've got to go public. You need to put a title and you need to put some tags. But I didn't know what I was doing. But I just started putting it out publicly for the public. And that was how my channel got started.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that mine is so little compared to yours, but I think that's just like so amazing. I love that story about how you started it for your kids, for them to go ahead and, you know, me being an older mom, because I'll be 50 in what, 2 more weeks. And my son is only 9.
50 is a great number, by the way. It's young.
Yes. Thank you. And so I think about that too. And I'm like, you know, this will be something that will be so interesting for my son to have as I get older, you know, and so he'll be always to go back and, you know, see mom and be like, hey, that's my mom.
That's why you always want to do content that you're proud of. And I always tell everybody this, you know, because there's a lot of bashing channels out there that get the views, that get the subscribers. I say, do you want your grandchildren or your children to remember you as that type of person? I said, every bit of content that goes out there is really for my kids, and everybody else gets to watch it now, unlike in the past. And so, but yeah, you want to as a mother, because your children and your grandchildren, and we don't know how long YouTube will be there or how long our videos and our channels will be there. But if they're there for a very long time, our family, our friends. Matter of fact, one of the reasons I'm not doing live streams right now is because I have to be very, very careful. I've got, you know, I went back to college at age 62 and I'm 64 now. And I got offered a very, very good position. You know, I'm studying law. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm studying law, and I'm kind of pre-law.
Congratulations.
I got offered this kind of here where I live, and so they're watching me. I've been messed up.
No, but everything that you do on your channel, I mean, you never say anything inappropriate, even on the live streams that I see. You know, the people that come in are very nice too. You know, you get somebody that's, you know, every once in a while, but it's like
I get the point.
I keep on telling everybody, until I get a troll, I say, until I get a troll, will I become famous when I have a troll? I haven't gotten a troll in my lives yet.
Have a troll. You have to have a troll, at least one troll, and then you know you've made it.
Yes. Can somebody send me a troll, please?
I'll send you some of mine. I think mine got bored.
But I do love watching your videos, and not only do you have one channel, but you have 5 channels. And how did you come about going from 1 to going to 5?
Well, my main channel is my real name, which I would never do again. But I remember I did this 12 years ago. It's Dianna Brianne Fairchild. Dianna Brianne Fairchild. That's my main channel. That's the one that has it's coming close to 15,000. And I actually, that's another story. We can talk about that later if you want to, where I really had 26,000 in December, and they told me that was spam. So they took it away, which, you know, we all know it's not spam because they take all of our friends away, but nonetheless, it's YouTube. And so I grow tremendously daily, but of course they pull us back, you know that. But how I did that was in December, and this is how I found out about the 26,000. I got a strike against my channel. I only had one channel, and I got a strike. It was for my thumbnail. Now, look at this face, okay? Does it look like a naked body? No.
Yeah.
They said it was naked. I was naked. And it was my face. Gosh. It was my face. So I fortunately I have a way to connect with the Google people, because I'm monetized channel. So I connected with them. They said, "Oh, we're sorry. We're so sorry." And they apologized. And so they put the photo back up. And then I used the photo a second time and they did it to me again. So it scared me. So they apologized again and took the strike away and did all that kind of stuff. But it scared me into making more channels. Because you need at least one backup channel. And if you notice, if I ever go into someone's, like if, for example, if I drop my link to my main channel right now, I only do it through a secondary channel. I don't do it through my main channel.
Oh yeah, that's good. No, because that is smart, because then it'll connect one to both of them, but also, just in case, you never know.
Yes. So I created the 5 channels. It sort of went from, it started off with Dianna Brianne Fairchild, my main one, and I decided to call it Grandma's Porch with Dianna Brianne Fairchild because, as you all know, I have the winding driveway and Grandma's porch and the leaves falling and all that. And then I said, well, what about Grandma's house? You got to have Grandma's house. So then I made Grandma's house. And then I said, well, I need one because I live part-time at the beach. What about Grandma's Adventures? So then I had Grandma's Adventures. Then I said, well, you know what? My kids always say, what would Mom say? And I said, well, what would Mom say? Dianna Brianne Fairchild. So that was how all 5 channels came about. And I can't read the chat until I put my glasses on.
I know. I can finally read the chat versus before. Hello, everybody coming in. No, I find it very interesting. I've I'm subscribed to all the channels. Let's hope, because you lost me, so hopefully I haven't lost you. But I do know, and this is jumping a little bit beforehand, I know that on your last video that you did about quitting YouTube, how some people were saying about how are you losing people because we are commenting on all 5 of your channels?
Yeah,
and
no.
have you?
No,
okay.
and actually now I'm making different videos. So if you go to each channel, because the other day I made 25 videos. So obviously I'm only putting 1 or 2 up on my main channel. So the rest goes split between the other channels. So if you go to the other channels, you have all new videos. But no, absolutely not. And they take away my old friends. They don't take away the new ones. I don't lose the new people. I lose my old friends. Which is interesting.
I wonder why. Yeah, that is interesting, because I know with your, oh no, I've done really good because I've done my Jeffree Star boxes and made over 46 new subscribers since yesterday. So
wow.
So yeah. Hopefully I don't lose all of them myself. So because I wonder if it goes back to the theory now, are all your old friends constantly in your channel or at your channel? Yes. Are they always commenting?
Yes, because like you come over all the time, and Brenda Land, I go on Brenda Land's channel. She comes on mine. We're back and forth to each other's channel. As soon as I subscribe to her, I go up on her live. I go back. I'm unsubscribed to her, and so they take her away from me, but they take me away from her. Noni May, we're back. These are people that I know well, that we're on each other's channels every day. Norgis R is another one. I go on her live streams all the time. They take her from me and me from her. And they just do it all the time. I have no idea. So when I contact YouTube, and they're always very nice to me, they tell me they're spam. So if I were to say, well, they unsubscribed me from Makeup Mom, they would say, well, it's spam. They would say somehow it was spam.
Now, have they ever told you what their definition of spam is?
No. No, but a lot of other people have. And I keep getting this. This is what I get. And I get, I don't say, because I'm very diplomatic for the most part. It depends, but for the most part. Yeah. But I always get this, well, they're bots or they're paid for subscribers. I've never paid for any subscribers, and I don't have any bots on my channel. And these are people like you, Makeup Mom, all 5 of my channels I went to find you, and you were not on any of them. And I know you are on all of them.
Yeah, I mean, that is just crazy. I know
Mm-hmm.
Coffee Anim is saying I lost 10 of the 48 I have. Unfortunately, Coffee, what I guess not the general rule, but the general thinking is that it's very hard when you're under 100. It is a big struggle to get past that first 100. You tend to lose a lot more than what you think. I would
Yes.
just go ahead and keep like a little book or names of the people that you know that are on your channel or that have subscribed to you. And
Mm-hmm.
then go ahead and keep that list. So you could go back to them and then, comment back on a new video and stuff, and kind of like hopefully they'll notice that the connection is lost. I mean, that's
Yes.
kind of like what I did for my first 100. So
Mm-hmm.
hello
Mm-hmm.
everybody, we have Vern's Gem Closet is doing a raid. Thank you everybody
Vern!
for coming in.
We love Vern.
We are
We love
just, yeah, she is amazing. I've learned a couple of things from her. I even asked her one of the questions because, I'm new on lives. And, how I was telling her, I don't want to interrupt the other person as they're talking. What is the appropriate thing for me to go ahead and do? And she said, my mods to let everybody know hi, they'll catch people as they come in. I put people up on the little board over here. And
Yes.
then, after a while, take a little break and welcome everybody in, which I'm going to do right now. So, hey, Kirsten, thank you for coming in. Who else do we have here? Everybody's gone by a couple of quite fast. And I know that Vern's is in here. Jet Life is in here. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. We are just kind of like chit-chatting. We were talking about Diane's her channels, or not channel but channels, how she started on her first channel, and then how she got to her other 5. And then we just started talking because she made a new video about quitting YouTube. And she's talking about it and how, she's not quitting, everybody, just so
Yeah.
this way but some of the obstacles that everybody kind of like reaches, trying to get your numbers and trying to get up there. And somebody had made a comment about how, since she's got 5 different channels, let's say I'm subscribed to all 5, so I comment on all her videos. And if maybe that's one of the reasons why she is losing some subscribers. So that's what we kind of like we're talking about.
Right. And so what I'm doing now too is I'm putting different videos up. So none of sometimes they may have one video that is the same, but for the most part, like if you go today to all 5 channels, you're going to find 5 different videos, on 5 different topics. And generally they're only on wisdom. They're on a wisdom topic. I do talk everything except for politics. Basically I don't talk politics because it's divisive, but I talk about everything else, and I talk about the hard subjects. One of the things on my channel is I've wisdom has been my gift. We all have gifts. You have your gift. The thing is, you may not all people don't recognize their gifts, or your gifts unfold throughout your life. You may find a gift at 55 years old that you didn't have, that was always there, that did not come out. Your challenges produce a gift. Your gift is already there. It's through your challenges that pushes you forward. And I made a video. I haven't put it out. It's in the queue. I've got a lot of them in the queue. So if you see Christmas decorations in the back and stuff like that, it's one from the queue. And yes. And so this is the thing. We all have our gift. My gift, I have a lot of gifts, but one of them happens to be the gift of wisdom and insight. And so it's like my friends in person call me the medium of wisdom. Like the medium hears dead people, I hear wisdom. Everywhere I go, I have my recorder, I have my notebooks, everything is with me. It's constant. The other day I woke up and I said, oh, I am so happy. I don't have to do any videos today. Now I love doing videos, but I needed a day of rest, and I was going out for my run. Do you know that day I ended up doing 25 videos? 25. I had so many inspirations that came to me when I was out on my run, and I record them. Then I came home and I did the videos.
So
But I
you
do the
just go ahead and as you're so you could be anywhere and something happens, or if you have a conversation with somebody that you go ahead and you bump into, then it just pops in your head and there's a new
yes.
video for you, which I think is amazing. So
Yeah, you and I can be talking and we can be going back and forth, and then I'll have to go over there and write something down so that I don't forget it. Because you remember, you have to write things down. Our thoughts only last 30 seconds. And then we go, what was it that I need to remember? So your thoughts will last you. You can only hold on to 8 thoughts at a time at most. And then after 30 seconds, they change over. So unless you're very, very focused on one thing, you won't be able to hold your thoughts. So you need to record it or write it down.
Oh yes, no, I can't. I forget some things going from one place to another, and then something else pops in my head, and then I forget the other one, and I'm like, wait, hold on, I was supposed to do something, and I'll tell people at work, it's like, hey, was there something I was supposed to do that you asked me and I forgot to do it? Hey, Crazy Ed's Homestead, thank you for stopping in. Hi, Mama Glow Up. A couple of people are coming in.
Everyone
So
has.
I know that you always.
Go ahead.
Yes. Oh no, definitely. Everybody does. Everybody has some. There are so many different qualities to them. It's like so. It's like, and you never know unless you try. So it's just like, yeah, hey, I'll try this. Not quite my thing, but let me try something else. And ooh, that's my favorite thing. So that's how it just works. So.
Great pianist and not know it until you're 60. You know, the video that I did the other day that is not up yet, it's in the queue. Is that you have these gifts. We all have many, many, many gifts that often don't even ever come out in our lifetime. But the certain gifts will emerge. And often those gifts emerge because of some kind of difficulty or challenge. For me, my wisdom flows through me. I'm very highly tuned. I'm extremely highly tuned. I can tell you stuff that, I mean, you can talk to my husband and he'll tell you he believes everything I tell him because I've been 100% right through the years. And so I've often known things I had no way of knowing. But I can tell you this, that we all have gifts, but it's that challenge, that difficulty that will push it out. So I had a very difficult childhood in bits and pieces, and there was a couple traumatic events in there, and so so it made me as a very small child, I became highly tuned to everything. So I wanted to be able to self-protection, and so that developed throughout my whole life, and I never let go. So that challenge that I went through put me on the road to being highly tuned. So when I meet people, I could, it's like I know things, and it's because I'm so sensitive to what's going on around me. So your gift will come out. A great pianist could have been stuck without, lonely and very unhappy, and nothing was going right in their life. And they had a piano there, and they just started playing, and that their gift began to emerge from that. It's interesting when you watch great artists, great pianists, great chefs. Where did their gift actually come from? And if you listen to them, it came from a traumatic or very difficult time. And there's a very big chef that was on the Food Channel. And when I read their cooking came because they became agoraphobic. They were afraid to leave the house, so they started cooking.
Yeah.
That was how they became a great chef.
Oh my gosh, that is so interesting. Yeah, my son, he's like I said, 9 right now, and I'll go ahead and if he wants to do arts and crafts, if he wants to try this, I'll go ahead and let him try different things and, see what he loves to do. He's been doing jigsaw puzzles since he was about a year old. I mean, he's always been playing with the jigsaw puzzles. Then they had, those little big floor pieces. He was putting those together. So he likes to do a lot of puzzles and play with puzzle games and things along that line. So I'm trying to get more things that will get him to kind of like bring out anything that that will come from it. So because he doesn't
And
like
that is so
the silly
wonderful because
games.
kids today are so glued to the social media and everything. The fact that he loves to do puzzles is amazing. And that's a very,
Mm.
very good thing. That's a very good for the brain to develop. Because
Mm.
a person's brain is developing up until about the age of 27. So the things you put into it, like puzzles and that, are very, very good for the brain.
No, I let him play with that. He likes doing even the games that he plays, they're more strategy kind of games. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like, the zombie shooting games and stuff. It's ones that he has to kind of like figure out things. So it's like, so we'll
Mm-hmm.
see where his talent takes him with
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Mm-hmm. Everybody has to remember that they
mm,
have gifts in them. Their gift may be different than your gift. Your gift may be different than their gift. And we have
mm,
to remember that we all have divine purpose. Our divine
mm,
purposes unfold throughout our life. And usually we have many, but we also have ones that are bigger than others. And also sometimes we could have a divine purpose that's very short lived. We may
mm,
say a word. There was a lady that sat down on a park bench. I was about 19 years old. I had just moved to California and I was in college. And I said,
mm.
I don't know what to do. I sat out there on the park bench. She said, you need to become at that time, she said, a nursing assistant. And I said,
Okay.
okay. So the next day I called a hospital. They said, well, we don't know of a nursing assistant program, but we know of a nursing program. Because of
Okay.
that woman that I never saw again, who changed my life, I became a nurse. I went to nursing school at 19. And
Wow.
so, yeah. So, and that set a whole chain of great things in motion after that. And so but that woman, her divine purpose was to
Mm,
connect with me for one moment, to give me an idea.
yeah. So now you're going back to school. And so, or you've been going back to school. And what are you going to school for?
Well, I was driving one day and I had
Okay.
homeschooled all three of my children, except my
Okay.
two older ones went back to school at the end, public school, but my youngest son did not. And so now they're all in college and
Mm,
two live at home, one lives down the street. Anyhow, I said, even though my life is very full, I'm
mm,
an artist, I run every day, I'm a YouTuber, I got a lot of things going on. I said, I have room for something else. So let me drive. So whenever
yeah,
I need time to think, at that time I was driving the truck, and I like
mm.
to drive the truck because I feel safer in it. It's big. And so I was driving the truck, and I always drive back an hour away where my husband and I were first married, our first house that we ever had. And I drove
Mm,
there and I got lost because the town had grown so much. Well, I ended up in
yeah.
where college was. I pulled into the college parking lot and I got stuck. Four trucks somehow blocked me in. I mean, it was amazing that there were four trucks all parked next to me and they blocked me in. My truck was so big, I couldn't swing
Yeah.
out. So I went into the college and I said, what do I do? And I said, by the way, I'm 62 years old. Can I come to college
Oh,
here? And they said,
yeah.
sure. I said, okay. And that was the beginning of me going back to college. And so I didn't know what I
Oh
was
my
going to
gosh.
major in. I had no idea. I'd already been to college. And so I decided I wanted to study law. And so they put me into a
Oh.
pre-law. And so that's what I
Mm.
ended up in. It was a pre-law program.
So are you still in the pre-law or you finished it?
Yes, no, yeah, I'm finishing up. I'm transferring out to a different university
Okay.
in January, but I'm finishing up at that university in the fall. And I made a 4.0. I got this big certificate through the mail that said you're a 4.0 GPA, and I was amazed. Here I am, 64 years old, and going back to
Yeah.
school. I didn't have a clue. It's totally different than when I went to college the first time around. And so, yeah, you're never too old. You're never too old. Look at me. I go out running 5 miles a day at 64 years old,
Yes.
every day, rain or shine.
No,
I'm
you
out
look
there.
amazing.
I'm
You
out
are in
there.
better shape than I am. I need to catch
I
up
don't
to
know about that,
you.
but I'm out there. I'm 64 and I go to the gym most days. And I do an hour on the elliptical at level 16. I do the machines, and I was doing 2 hours of aerobics about 3 days a week. And I'm not doing that much now because I don't have the time. But you can do anything you put your mind to. If you can't, you don't have to copy me. I mean, if you can just wiggle your toes, that is exercise. Just get up and get moving.
That I definitely could do. I could wiggle my toes and my hands.
But you're never too old. You're never too old.
No,
You're
you're
never
never
too
too.
anything. You're never too anything. You know, a lot of people say, well, I'll never find love because I'm not as beautiful as that girl down the street. You know what? I knew a lot of girls that weren't that pretty, that got the best looking guy in the world and the best looking husband. And I knew a lot of beautiful girls that never got married. And so, you know, it's all in your thinking. It's all, you know, how you see yourself is how other people are going to see you.
No, so true.
When you walk
that
out of your house, you see yourself fabulous, and you expect yourself to be never arrogant. Arrogant is different. Arrogant is for the foolish. You know, confidence is for the wise, and there's a very big difference there. Foolish people are arrogant. It's insecurity trying to hide. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about inner confidence. Inner confidence is quiet. It's very quiet. And it knows how to speak, but it's quiet. It doesn't need to be boisterous, okay? But always see yourself. You know, I wrote a lot of poetry. I'm also a poet, and my poetry was kind of like about old people, always about death, dying, old people, the little old lady in the car and Mr. Death chasing her, you know, stuff like that. But I had this one where this little old lady, she was all wrinkled, but every time she looked into the mirror, she was young. She was young. She only saw herself as young. She never saw herself as old. And so how we see ourselves will come out to other people.
No, it is definitely true. It's just like, you know, just like you said, I could say that I'm great at my job, but I always know there's more to learn. I haven't learned everything that I can. I can make mistakes. So I know that I'm the best in my position, but I always know that there's more to learn and I can make mistakes. So
I love what you just said, though. I love what you're talking about, because I want to give you a story attached to that. And this is about believing in yourself. When we moved to Europe, I mean, I've had such a history behind me, but when we moved to Europe, this is many years ago, and I took a job, and it was working in illegal for the government, for the Americans. It was working for the Americans in a law office setting. So they had decided that they were going to put me in charge of taxes. Well, I had never done a tax form in my life. But here I am now in charge of a tax office. But I was a paid employee, but there was a volunteer that wanted my position. She had wanted my position. She was mean and nasty to everybody. And so she would tell us who were paid employees what to do, because, well, we really didn't know what we were doing. And she was so mean and so nasty to everybody. I said, you know what? I'm going to get really good at this. And I'm going to, you know, I'm going to tell her if she's mean and nasty to people, to please leave. So I decided to act confident about what I was doing. So every day I went in and I acted like I knew what I was doing. I didn't do, you know, I did everything right. I mean, I was making sure I was accurate, you know, everything like that. But I had to take my time. But I went in with an air of confidence. So one day she came in and she was real nasty to this little old guy that worked there. And I said to her, I said, if you can't be nice to people, please leave. And I stood up to her, and she left, and she never came back. And but what I'm saying is that I believed in my ability, and I began to act confident. And I knew that I had a lot to learn, but I ended up being the best tax person. And I got this huge farewell when I left, this huge farewell. And there were awards and everything. But in the beginning, I didn't know a thing. But I believed that I could. I believed that I could.
Oh yes. No, I definitely feel you on that, because there is so much still to learn, and I'm always learning something new every single day. So I'll never say I'm an expert in everything, because or anything, because there is still there's still much more to grow and growth for a person. It's just like it's incredible. There's so
Mhm.
much, and like I said, coming over here on YouTube and meeting all so many different new people from different genres. That I have friends that are, RV people, homesteaders, unboxings, people that cook. I mean, there's so many different. I've learned so much, and it's just like, whoa, I didn't even know that existed. Well, look, I
Mhm.
found something else new,
Mhm.
which I find that
Mhm.
is so interesting.
Well,
So,
your channel is very well balanced. I have to say, you have a very balanced, even channel. That's why you're going to be very, very successful here on YouTube.
oh, thank you so much. No, I love making friends. I love, just like you, talking to different people, learning different things. I tell
Mhm.
everybody that, I I have people that from different nationalities, different cultures, and I tell everybody, you know what? I love to learn new things. I don't judge anybody for anything that they believe in or what they do. What's right for me is maybe not right for somebody else, and so here on the channel I've had some people that I've asked to come on the lives and stuff, and they were like, oh, I'm not makeup, and it's like, no, I'm not just all about makeup though. My
Right.
main thing is makeup, but I have so many friends from so many different genres on here that I just, I want everybody to meet them.
You know what I'm doing right now? I entirely forgot because I normally do this before I come on while we're backstage. I forgot to share this out. So
Oh,
I am sharing this
no
out.
problem.
Yeah, let me share it out. And
Yes,
it takes a little bit of time, but
no problem.
for for the notifications to actually get on board. But I'm going to share. Let me put live stream. Um, yep,
I
yep,
have
yep.
Drops Family Gardens here, and he's very funny. So he's making his jokes in here. So,
Okay, let me.
yes, if nobody knows anybody in the chat, please go ahead and make friends. Um, you know, Dianna has such a great wealth of knowledge. So if there's something that you guys specifically want to ask her about, either about her YouTube journey, some of the obstacles that she's overcome, which that's what
Oh,
I'm going to ask you right now. What are some of your biggest hurdles that you've overcome getting to the number that you're at right now?
well, first of all, if you need to know rules or information, Vern's Junk Closet knows everything. She is the one with the rule
Yes.
book, and she is so smart and so great.
Yeah.
And if I needed a question about YouTube, her and Tuber Chat are the first I would go to
Yeah.
because they know
Oh,
the
yes.
technicals. And I've never known, to this day, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just get out there. Over 4,000 videos up, over 4,000 on
Right.
4,000 different topics. And so and wisdom topics, you
Yeah.
name the topic, and a lot of them are difficult. I talk about death and dying. I talk about when you get sick. I talk about going to the doctor. I talk about when today I put one up on another channel about when your best friend is best friends with someone who doesn't like you. I talk about
Oh,
everything. Yeah, I
that
did
is an
that one.
interesting topic.
Yeah, and I don't know which channel I put it up on. It's not on my main channel. It's on one of my other channels. I think it's Grandma's Porch, but I'm not sure Grandma's Porch. But I put that. I mean, I talk about really. I talk about toxic relationships. I talk about,
Mhm.
and I never give advice, suggestions, recommendations, or information. And I always say that up front. I just
Mhm.
share with you my viewpoint and how I live and how I see life. And and if you go really, really back 11 years, to like Harper Valley PTA, Dianna Brianne, you'll see that even when I first started out doing videos, and those were for my kids, and then later for some close friends and family. And so the hurdles,
Yeah.
I can tell you the biggest hurdle was back in December when they did it to everybody across the board.
Yeah.
It was as if I flatlined. It was as I was growing at about 250 a day. So I was growing at about it really fast, really, really fast. And
Oh,
most of them
yeah.
weren't taken away. then all of a sudden I could not grow. And for every 100, like I would have 100 people that if I didn't do anything, at least 100 that would come to my channel every day. And I would know that. But by the next day, I was taking away 150. So that was when I also, I asked them, I said, excuse me for a second. I said to them, why are they doing that to me? And so somebody by mistake told me, they said, well, you really have 26,000. And I said, well, I don't see it. And so we took it away, and that was December 5th. I'll never forget, that was on December 5th. And by now, the way I was growing, I should probably be up to 40 or 50, 40 or 50,000, but that's okay. I'm good. And it was very disheartening. I have to say, it's not about the numbers. I'm here because I'm here, number one, for my kids. Number two, that maybe 20 years from now, 5 years from now, a year from now, somebody will see a video that I made that will touch their life. And that's why I'm here. I'm not here for monetization, even though I'm monetized. I'm not here because of merchandise. I'm not here to make money. I'm not here for any of that. All that is just a bonus. I am here because I'm here to give out my gift. When you have a gift, your gift is designed for someone else. So whatever, if you're an artist, it's not to be hoarded. And so, but my hurdle was that, and I could not grow. I got stuck. I think I was like at 12,200, and I couldn't budge. For about 6 months, I could not budge. I was stuck there. And then one day I started growing.
That's so weird. I mean, I guess I feel the same way. I got stuck at, sorry, I'm trying to do the same thing that you're doing, is finish sharing it out too. I got stuck at right before 200, and I just kept on going up a little, going down, going up, going down. And I was getting so frustrated. I was looking at the numbers. I was just like so worried about, I can't get here, I can't get there. And I finally turned around, and I just, took like a few days off, and I didn't do anything YouTube. I wasn't watching anybody's stuff. I just went MIA, and I said, let me just refocus. And then I remembered why I started the channel to begin with, to make friends, and to maybe somebody will see something and they'll learn something from me. And so I started back again. I started enjoying myself, not worrying about that. And like you, the numbers just started going up.
Well, I'm at a place now where I don't worry about it. We all want to grow. Yes, we all do want to grow, but that's not my focus. I'm glad when I grow. I'm looking forward to growing. I hope I grow, and I do grow. It's just a matter of, how much they take away. But my focus is on my content. And I was doing live streams twice a day, and now I'm not doing live streams for right now. Number one, because I'm busy, but number two, because I have, a potential employer watching me. And so, and so they're really watching me closely because it's a pretty high profile, great position. And so I don't want, if I do my own live, I might get porned up there. Or something like that. And so I don't want, and, but I would say that was my biggest thing, and getting the strike that scared me so much because here they gave me a strike for my face, and they said it was nudity, and it was, so they apologized, but that was kind of after the fact. So I would say that the growing, I would say I have had trolls, not many. I rarely get one, but I've had a few, and usually it's women. It's not usually men. It's usually women. And the woman, they'll come in there, and one woman said, I'd had so much plastic surgery and lip plumpers and everything. The only facelift I ever had was when I was 39. It was a mini lift that didn't work, and they don't last more than a couple years. And I'm 64. So that there was no facelift. And so, and lip plumpers, I had lip plumpers when I was 45. They lasted 2 weeks, and that was I'm not going to say the name of it, but it doesn't last. So what you see is what you get. So this woman was brutal. She was brutal. She said, and so, people can, and before I was monetized, one woman came on and she said, you're just here because you're monetized. and I wasn't monetized. I didn't even know what monetization was. So you get people that are going to be nasty. That's part of being
Yeah.
here. Don't let it stop you.
Yes. No, that me and my mom were just having a conversation about that. And yes, you're putting everything about yourself up here on YouTube. You're showing things, you're presenting yourself, you are saying, your perspective on things, and that's any of our channels here, that everybody that's here. Yes, you're going to have to be able to take the good, the bad, and the ugly, when it comes to being on social media. And so you're going to expect to have people that if you say, mention a topic or you have an opinion on something, somebody else is going to come back and they're going to go say the opposite of what you think. And that's fine. But you have to have that mindset that everybody has their own opinions. What works for me doesn't work for you. And yes, not everybody in the world is going to like you. I learned that from work. Somebody will irk me one way and I just will not like that person. And unfortunately, that's just how life is. And you got to go with the flow when you're in this type of media, because you put yourself out there for everything. So
we're putting ourselves out there. So we have to be aware that not everybody is going to love us and embrace us. And there's going to be nasty people out there. And, I've done many videos on trolls. And I always say the troll lives in their grandmother's basement. They don't have a job. They have one of those big old box computers. And they go from channel to channel because they get momentary happiness by trying to make someone else feel bad. But it doesn't last. And then they have to find another channel to bash. And these basher channels, I want to talk about that. We know them, we see them, they're all around.
Oh, yeah.
And I call them bashing channels, where they just, one night, I don't know if you ever saw that video. I said I needed to take a shower after I got off of there. I happened to go on someone's video because it kept getting recommended. It wasn't anybody that I had as a friend. Yeah. And I went on there, and oh my gosh, this woman was my age, and she was disgusting. She was terrible. And after I only was on there a couple minutes. I got off of there and I just wanted to unsee it. I couldn't unsee what she was saying. She was so nasty and so vile towards other people. And I thought, that's terrible. Why would someone want to go up there? And there's so many of those kind of channels.
Oh, yeah.
It's sad. Yeah. They're unhappy people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they get their yes, Tiffany, definitely. Tiffany says, can't please all the people all the time. And that is so true.
You're right, Tiffany. Absolutely. Yeah. And happy people make other people happy, or they try to. Unhappy people try to make, not all unhappy people, but only unhappy people try to make other people unhappy or miserable. Happy people don't do that. You don't do that. So people that try to make other people purposefully unhappy have to be an unhappy person, because the two emotions don't go together inside one person. You don't act like that.
No, it's definitely true. I've seen some of those channels too. I've gone to some channels that, like you recommended, or and I've gone on there and I've looked at it and I'm like, what is this? And I won't leave any bad comments. I'll still, give a thumbs up, but I won't subscribe, and, I'll just go on my merry way, because there's some things that are just not me, right? like you. And it's just like, hey, that's just the way it is.
Right. And my channel is consistent. I'm very consistent, like you. You're very consistent. You're always nice. You're always polite. You're always kind. You're always thoughtful. You're always informed. And that's the way I am. You don't get, like I go on some of these bashing channels, and one day they're really nice to everybody, and then the next day they're bashing again. So I have to have some consistency there.
Oh, yes. I found a weird one. Sorry. I woke up early. I went to bed late. I went to one chat. It was really weird. The person really wasn't saying very much of anything, but everybody in the chat were so mean and talking about so many different things, and everything was just so negative. And that negative in the chat just sent up such a bad vibe to me. And I just said, whoa, I just got to get out, because this is just, no. It's
One of the
like,
things
well,
when
no.
I do my live streams, if I have someone who's nasty, whether no matter who's to, especially if it's to, I've had them be nasty to someone up on my panel. I've had them be nasty to each other in the stream, and I've had them be nasty to me. They don't get a second chance with me. They're blocked
Yeah.
immediately. As soon as I see it, they're blocked. I protect my people who are in my live
Yeah, which is
stream.
a good,
Yeah, I do.
that
I
is a
protect.
good thing.
They're blocked immediately. I have no tolerance for that. I'm very understanding. It's good to be understanding, but don't be understanding to the point of stupidity.
Yeah.
And some people are so understanding to the point of stupidity. It's sort of like the saying that goes, now I can't remember, but don't let your brains fall out, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so we want to be understanding, but we don't want to be understanding when we shouldn't be.
No, that is definitely true. There's only so much that you get to a level that you kind of like say, now you've totally
Yeah.
past that. I could understand somebody having a bad day here and there, but
Mhm.
it's just like, okay, acknowledge that you're having a bad day and kind of like just drop it at that point. I've
Yeah.
let you know, hey, you're not being really nice. You stop it, then hey, no problem. If you keep
Yes.
on going,
And you know who wants to give me the biggest advice for my channel is usually people who have like 4 or 5 subscribers.
yeah.
They're full of advice for me. So always be alert to where you're getting your advice from. I do have one mentor, one YouTube mentor. Your mentor is your super highway to success. And I'm a mentor to many at my age, and I've had many amazing mentors in my life. I didn't
Yeah.
get here on my own. We don't get to where we're at on our
No.
own. A great mentor will get you there faster. And so you
Yes.
find a mentor that you need. So I have a friend, and you all can look him up. He has about 4 million subscribers. He's been a friend of mine for about 12 years, and I've watched his channel grow. His name is Motivational Doc, Dr.
Okay.
Alan Menzel. Are you connected to him,
No,
Motivational
I
Doc?
don't think I am.
He's amazing. His content is amazing. He is an amazing giver, and he's here for the same reason I am. As huge as he is, he comes on for people. He comes on because he wants to give back. And it's not about making money. It's not about selling stuff. It's not about all that. He is a giver. He's just amazing. Motivational Doc, amazing channel. So he is my personal mentor here on YouTube, and he has around
Okay.
4 million subscribers. So and the only thing he really got after me about, he told me that my, back, because, thumbnails, he said, you really, really need to shorten your intro and have a thumbnail up. And I don't always put thumbnails, so he said that was a biggie, were your thumbnails, because that's what people first catch.
Yes. I was in North and South Homestead, and Gil, I think he came on my live, one of my first lives, and he came up and he was also saying thumbnails, thumbnails, thumbnails. Thumbnails are very important.
There's some technicals here that work, and this is what I've learned. First of all, don't try to figure out YouTube, because it's a mind of its own,
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
think you have it figured out, and then you find out you don't have it figured out. So that's the first thing I've learned.
Yeah.
The second thing I learned is your title is going to be the most important thing beyond your content, is your title. You don't want your title so long that it bores people. You want
Yeah.
it, but you don't want it so short that it doesn't pick up the algorithm. Your
Yeah.
keywords need to be in there. Don't put words like and, but, have your keywords in there. And so your title is what's going to push it out. And then your hashtags, and then what will capture the person's eye is your thumbnail. So your thumbnail is important. I don't make the best thumbnails in the world. I'll be very honest. I don't worry about it, because it's like I'm kind of kicked back about this. But if you do want to grow, your thumbnail is important.
Oh, yes. And you know what? It's taken me, and since I'm relatively new myself too, everybody used to always talk about hashtags, and then they would sometimes say tags. And I always thought they were both the same things. And until I realized, what, about 2 months ago, no, hashtags tags and tags are two different things.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
everybody was like, "Oh, you're putting tags and you're putting tags," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm putting tags, but I was putting hashtags in." And I thought, "Well, those are tags." And everybody asked me, "You put the tags in?" It's like, "Yeah, I got them in. They're not working." It's because they didn't have the
I'm not
tags on.
I've got one video that had it got 17,000 views on it, and it turned out to be, and I don't do it on this subject anymore, but it was on pantyhose,
Oh my
old women
gosh.
in pantyhose. Yes, it's called Old Women in Pantyhose. For some unknown reason, old women picks up the algorithm, and pantyhose, and the combination of old women and pantyhose. So every time I would do something with the combination of old women and pantyhose, it would pick up views.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Mhm.
It's
So
like,
you have
yes,
to
you.
use the keywords, but I don't make them. I don't do any more with pantyhose.
Do you use TubeBuddy? Because I know some people use TubeBuddy to help them with their tags.
I
Or
have
you?
vidIQ, but I really don't.
Okay.
There again, I'm not a technical person. So,
Oh,
like Vern and Tuber Chat, they're all such great, amazing technical people. I
mm,
am so inept at, what I'm great at is my content. I get right
mm,
to the point of the subject. I'm not fancy. I'm just
mm,
stand there. I just talk to you about the subject and I get off. And that all comes from my soul. So
mm,
whatever I speak to you is not wrote down. It just comes right out of me, and
okay.
then it goes, and it's whatever. I don't know until I turn that button on what I'm going to talk about, but it just comes out of me naturally. That's all.
Mm,
That's all that I'm good at here on YouTube. Thumbnails, forget it. I'm not good
yeah.
at it. But I just do my own thing, and I think just enjoy your journey. Do it your
Yeah.
way. Take advice, listen to what people have to say, but then go do your own thing.
Thing.
And if
Yeah.
you're happy, however you're doing it, um, then you're doing it the right way. If
Right.
you're trying to do it the way someone else is directing you, and you're not happy, you're not doing it for the right reasons.
Reason. No, no, it's definitely true. I think Janetti from Janetti's Corner, she went ahead and at one point somebody had said, "Well, I should take the son off of my name." And I was just like, and I was contemplating taking it off and stuff. And then when it came down to it, I make up mom and son. So I don't, that's what I started the channel with. I don't think I'm going to change it, and it's just going to be the way it is. But she's the one who said the same thing. She said, you got to do you. You got to do, what's right for
You've got to
you.
do
Don't,
you. Another beautiful channel, Night Star Beauty. I don't have my glasses on, so if I'm not, acknowledging everyone, I don't have when I. Long story short, I can read if I get up close, but when I take my glasses off, I can't, because this print is very small on this
yeah,
computer. And so I did see that Night Star came on another. I met
yeah,
you and Night Star at the very same time, very same
yeah.
day.
No, she is such a sweetheart. I say one day me and her have to do like a little get ready live together. And I think it'll
Absolutely,
be very fun. Yeah.
absolutely.
So, but no, I do think that, do you notice that as somebody, let's say, that you're not technical, and I know I'm not very technical either. I
Yeah,
kind of like put out my film. I don't edit. I don't know how to edit my
me neither.
film. I just learned right now how to do the end cards, where at the end of my video, my name and then the next things will pop up. I just learned how to do that a
Yeah.
few days ago. So,
Mhm.
but do
Well, you're
you,
doing a
I
lot
mean, do
better
you,
than I did. I didn't
I
figure that
see,
all out until I got to 10,000.
oh, see, but I mean, coming from other people that are going to be new, they're not going to know all this technical stuff either. Did you think that that was a hindrance to you? I mean, look, you have,
No. Mm-mm. Let me tell you another little story. How when I came up public a year and 5, 6 months ago total.
mm,
And when I came up public, when I say public, where I actually made them for everybody, not just for my kids and my friends.
mm,
Um, there was a lady who I call my role model. She passed on, and she had 275,000 subscribers.
mm,
Her thumbnails, she didn't do thumbnails. Her titles weren't all that great. There was nothing fancy. There was no beginning. There was no ending. There was no cards at the end. There was no nothing. She came on and she just was a grandma, and she just kind of talked to you, and she talked to you about, what she did that day and what she thought about things. And I thought, and then she was at 275,000 without doing any of that. So I think it has to do with you just enjoying the journey. She enjoyed being here, and somehow that showed. And I come on here, and whether one person watches me or 1 million, it doesn't matter.
It's definitely true. I think it's your content and you. I know that there's a lot that some of that technical stuff. Yes, I would like to be able to go like this and be like, hey, something pops up over here, but I don't know how to do it. And so, but still, I mean, I'll go ahead and put up a sign. There we go. And it works just the same thing. But yes, I do think that you've gotten so far because of your content for the person that you are. Like I said, when you watch her videos and her channels, she is not sitting there putting things in your face and like saying, well, you got to think about it this way. She's just, the way that you talk on your videos, you just say very not casual, okay, yeah, let's talk about this. Boom, 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 boom.
That's good at being you. This is the thing. I came on here and I didn't copy anybody. Now I had role model, like I love the old lady, but I'm not her. She's a unique person. So I thought she's just being herself. So why don't I be the same me that my kids see, that my husband sees, that my neighbors see, that my friends see? One of my dear friends the other day, she called me a super friend, and this is an in-person friend. And, she didn't even know I had a YouTube channel until like a month ago. And because, but she just get good at being you. And one of the things is to be kind. When you're kind, I did a video called, this is, I think I put it up. It's on one of my channels, and I don't know which one. Okay, I'm going to give you kind of the title. The wise recognize and appreciate kindness. The foolish don't recognize it, and they take kindness. They take advantage of kindness. So remember, the fool will take advantage of kindness. The wise will recognize it and honor it. Be kind.
It's definitely true. It definitely is true.
And I've always been kind, even to the trolls. Even to the trolls, I was always kind. I might have booted them off, but I was kind.
Yeah, but just always kind. No, it's definitely true. Everybody has their opinion. So if I had somebody here who started saying something, I would just be like, okay, fine, because that's their opinion. I can't force my opinion on anybody else. You have the right to think the way that you think. And hey, that's fine. That it takes all kinds to run this world. You know what I mean? And it's just,
you don't need a drone to be successful. Okay. And the reason I say that you don't need a drone is I get this one comment. Well, you're always in your kitchen, or you're always on grandma's porch. Why don't you do something else? Well, I have done videos from my front porch. I've done videos from my car, from my truck. I've done all kinds of videos, but you know what? It works for me. Okay, so every day you see me in my kitchen, same spot every day in my kitchen. And, I give you a 1-minute subject. I give you the golden nugget in 1 or 2 minutes. I don't make you sit there for 3 hours to get a little bit of wisdom, like a lot of people do. I give that to you up front, and then I get off. I'm done. So is that good for watch hours? Absolutely not. That's not good for watch hours. But then I have to remember my purpose is not about watch hours. My purpose is not, I've got plenty of watch hours, but my purpose is not about watch hours. It's not about monetization. Half the time I forget to put the monetization bell on. And so, so it's not about any of that with me. It's just about, touching someone else's life in a positive way.
Sorry, telling my son to get me a soda. I didn't want to yell it, so I muted it.
At 64, I talk a lot about how to be, and your health is so important. You know,
Yes.
I am 64. And one of my traumas was 3 years ago. My daughter, who was a homecoming queen, because I sent her back to school from being homeschooled, she ended up homecoming queen, beautiful girl, and she came home with flu-like symptoms, and so I, thought at first it was a flu, and then I took her to the doctors. They said it's a flu. Send her back to school, and I said, I don't know. So then I sent her back to school. She got sicker, and sicker. And I took her to the doctors, and they all three doctors said, no, it's a flu. Send her back. I said, this is not the flu. I don't know what it is, but I'm a mom, and this is not the flu. So I decided the next day to take her to the hospital. And she said, nope, I'm not going because the doctor said it's the flu and I'm going to be fine. I said, no, you're going. And at that moment, the doctor called me. He did blood work based upon my insistence. And he said, rush her to the emergency room. Long story short, she ended up being transported to a university hospital. At 2:00 in the morning, I am driving in my truck with all my suitcases thrown in back. And I get there before the ambulance actually got there with her. And and I got lost. It was to a major university hospital. She had life-saving surgery. And it was one of the most traumatic events I've ever lived through.
Oh my
but
God.
She's doing fine today. She's doing fine, minus a few health issues, but she's doing fine. She works, goes to school, all of that. But I have to tell you that I don't know how I got off on that subject, but we go through things in life, and we all have things that can happen to us. So there was a point, and it'll come back to me what I was trying to make.
Yeah. No, you're like me.
I know what it was. I'm 60. I was 62 at the time, or 60 or so. I don't know. And had I not been in the shape that I'm in, I could not have endured that, because I had to sleep in a hard blue chair next to her bed at the hospital. I had to carry these huge suitcases back and forth in the underground hallways from the tunnels to the hospital. And I did that as a 60-some-year-old woman. Most women could not have done that at my age, but it's because I took meticulous care of myself. So the point I wanted to say is take care of you, take care of your health. That's doing the people that you love a favor, because if you don't take care of you, you're not going to be able to take care of them if they need you. B, you're not going to be able to celebrate with you, and C, they're going to be taking care of you. Is that fair? So you want to take care of you, take care of your body, take care of your health. I'm meticulous about what I eat. It drives my husband crazy. I'm very meticulous about what I eat, what I drink. The only vice I have is coffee. I drink coffee, but it's actually a good thing. Coffee is an antioxidant, from what I understand. My grandmother lived to 100. My grandfather lived to around 100. They drank coffee every day.
Oh yeah, no, I caffeine is one of my bad vices amongst starch and carbs. But it's just like, no, I understand.
Take care of your health. That's the most important thing you can do for your son, is to take care. Never feel that you're being selfish, because I take care of myself. I put my kids know not to wake mom up in the morning unless it's an emergency, because my sleep is extremely important to me. People are living on very little sleep. Sleep is very, your body resets itself during sleep. So I sleep in the morning, and then I go out and do my 5-mile run. But I have my routines. I don't let anybody mess with them. I don't let anyone talk me out of them. Like, I have one girlfriend who always wants to go to the buffet. She's a wonderful friend, but I tell her, no, you can go running with me. I'm not going to the buffet.
My sister will do that to a certain point, that she'll be like, well, sorry, that my parents, they're retired and they like to go out to eat, because, and stuff. And they always mention, go out here and eat here. And my mom is always telling them, I don't want to go out to eat. That's not my specialty. I want to go, I got other things to do. And it's so true.
Yes. Drops family gardens. I
Yeah, I could get distracted off my routine very easily. I think I always have. I don't know if it's because being a single mom, I have to, one thing comes up and then I got to switch over to another and then reroute everything around that.
Yes. And that's why it's so important
Okay.
as a single mom, especially that you take great care of you, that you take great care of yourself because you are a single mom. And so it's even more important that you take care of you, that you do everything right for you
Ye-
as a person. And don't let anyone derail you or detract you or anything.
Yes, I think my son does that more than anything else. Right now, I just heard him banging over there. I'm like, what are you banging on? I was just about
That's
to do one of the
okay.
mom things.
I've
Hey,
had
what
my
are you
husband,
doing?
I've had my kids walk through in underwear, the whole bit. When you do live streams, you never know what's going to go on. You have no clue. And so, believe me, I understand. And I had little kids, I had three in diapers all at the same time. And that was
Oh,
how I
yeah.
became an artist. I couldn't get out of the house. And now I've become a successful artist, and I've done videos on my artwork and things like that. And how that started was I was in, I couldn't get out because every time I'd put the kids in their snowsuits, one of them would poop the diaper, and I'd have to take it back off and change the diaper. And by that time, the other one had pooped the diaper. So I put all three kids in the Walmart shopping cart, the
Mm,
three-seater, that they
mm.
have. And we went to Walmart and I bought paints and canvases and just started painting without a lesson ever. I self-taught. To
Oh
this
my
day,
gosh.
I've never had an art lesson. And so the key to it, you never know. You never know what you got inside of you that's great. You've got greatness inside of you. Undiscovered
Uh,
greatness.
yes, yes, definitely. Well, I would say that last year, well, not last year, the year before, because everything with the issues around the world, but the prior year, I had been dealing with my shoulder and stuff. But prior to that, I was going 3 times out of the week. I went to a more of a boot camp gym, and I had lost a lot, and eventually I'll get back there. But I had started there. Oh, and then let me get back to it. And then I had lost a lot of weight. I had gotten toned up, and I was smaller than this. And so, unfortunately, with everything going on, yes, I do understand that you need the time to
Yes.
yourself, and eventually, I'm going to get back there.
Well, you know what?
um,
We all get derailed. We all
yeah.
do. I most certainly have been, I've get derailed, and this
Mm,
is how I do it. I'm vegan, I'm vegan, but
mm.
I allow myself to eat whatever I want when we go out to a restaurant. And
Okay.
although I try to eat as close to vegan as I can, but if they don't have something on the menu, I eat whatever I happen to want. So you have to let some
Yeah.
flexibility in there. You're not here to be
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. You're beautiful and perfect just as you are. You
Mm,
have to always understand that. Being your best self is a journey. It's not a
mm.
destination. So if you're waiting to some
Yeah.
elusive someday to be your best, well, forget it because you'll never get there because you'll always set the bar higher. You don't do that. You love
Yeah.
yourself as is and you love other people as is. When I just did a
Yeah.
video and I just put it up, don't waste your time trying to change other people. Spend your time accepting other people for who they are and let them change
Yeah.
on their own when they're ready. And that doesn't mean
Yeah.
stay in a relationship. It doesn't mean staying in any kind of abusive relationship or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. But
Mm.
people spend all their time trying to change somebody else and it takes their attention off of themselves and it frustrates the other person. People don't change until they're ready. But we don't
Yes.
have to be
No.
perfect. The people we love don't have to be perfect.
Yes, no, no. That I do understand, but I do tell everybody that I felt so much better when I was able to when I was doing my gym 3 times out of the week. I was 2 point rowing 78 pounds in each arm. So I was starting to do the overheads and stuff. I was like better shape than I ever been in so long. And it's like I'm planning hopefully once this starts getting, because as you could see, one side is more swollen than the other. I'm still having issues with the shoulder. So once
Mm-hmm.
this gets taken care of, then I'm planning on doing that, going back to the gym. So I'll be there with you.
Well, great. We can do a virtual gym.
Yes.
You know,
I,
this is the thing is I think people need to understand that they're
mm,
beautiful as they are.
yeah.
And they don't have to be perfect
Mm,
to be beautiful. Okay, you
yeah.
don't have to be. When I'm 90, that's not. I'm not going to look back and say, "Oh, when I was 20, I was far more beautiful." No, even when I'm old and wrinkled, you know, that old wrinkled lady who looks. I will always see
Mhm.
myself as being beautiful. You have
Yeah.
to always see yourself as being beautiful, and
Yep.
you just know that about yourself. Your spirit, your soul, everything about you is unique. You are uniquely
Yep.
beautiful.
No, it is definitely true. It's definitely true. It's like I'm happy with or without all this stuff on my face. So,
That's right. That's right. You are beautiful, but you
yeah.
do want to take care of yourself. And that's the most
Yes.
important thing, whether it's more sleep, whether it's more exercise, whether it's less exercise, whatever it happens to be that's good for you, you have to take care of yourself, not only for you, but for the people that you love. And it's not a selfish thing. It's an unselfish act to take care of yourself.
So, what would you say has been, because you were talking about how your kids walked around in their underwear, what is your most embarrassing, you yourself, uh, thing that you've done on either your live or gone to somebody else's live?
Oh,
What would be the
I've
most
had so many,
embarrassing?
I wouldn't even know where to start. I would say when I first, you know, because probably 4,000 of my videos are you know, my own eyelashes, but I decided to start wearing fake eyelashes. This is like a recent thing. And so I had my eyelash fell off on a live stream.
That's why I don't put any on.
Yeah, you know, or they'll lift up or something like that, you know. But yeah, I don't worry about it. You know, people are people, and the thing is, we all have real lives. You know, the toilet flushing in the background, you know, stuff like that. You know, we're just people. We all have families. We all have,
Yeah.
you know, jobs. We all have
Mhm.
things. We all have, you know, so you know, we just roll with it. And I think one of the things that people love about you is that you people can relate. They relate to you because you're so you. And
Yeah.
so it's
Thank you.
important to just be you. Just be you.
Mhm.
Be relatable. If you want to grow on YouTube, you must be relatable. If you're not
Mm.
relatable, people are going to move on to people that they are relatable.
Yeah. No, no, that's my, I mean, it's like I tell everybody, this is what you get.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
just me, no fancy tricks, no nothing. It's just me. It's like my opinion. I had somebody who said in some of my earlier videos or in a lot of my videos, I will be like, and I do that a lot.
It's okay.
And
It's
so
okay.
I said, I got to learn how to not do that. And I've been trying and trying. And I just said, oh, you guys are going to have to deal with me going, okay, all right.
It's just your little thing you do, your little
Yeah,
mannerism. You know, when my
yeah.
husband and I were first married, we've been married 30 years. I put my shoes outside. I mean, I put my shoes outside. He puts his shoes inside. And we had this big, you know, thing about, well, shoes belong outside or inside. It doesn't matter. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. People get caught up into that petty stuff. And I talk a lot about that. Don't let yourself get caught up. You know, I come on and I'm just me. And I'm not trying to be somebody else. And so just be
Mm,
yourself and you're relatable. That like the lady who passed on, you know, who had
mm,
275,000 subscribers. She was so relatable. She came
yeah.
on and she was relatable. And that's why people loved her.
Yes, I have one of the girls at work who says, "Oh, you sometimes you're filming in your uniform top," and it's like, "Hey, that's just life. I had to work. I had to
Mhm.
come over here. I'm spending time with everybody. That's
Yeah.
how I'm dressed."
People are not going to expect you to sit here and be perfect. And they're just not. They're not. And
No.
if you are perfect, then they're probably going to turn you off and go to somebody who's imperfect. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, just be you. Just be the best you that you can be. If you want to grow your channel, just do it your way and be happy doing it. Make content that makes you happy. Don't try to make content because you want to get the views. Make it your way and enjoy it. It doesn't have to be perfect content. I put up a lot of content, and if you go to my content, there's a lot of mistakes, if that's what you want to call them, in that, the editing and stuff like that. I don't worry about it. The message is what's important. And people come to my channel because they want to hear what inspiration I have that day. What subject am I going to talk about? Let me ask you this. Of all the videos that I have done, was there one that stood out to you or one that you liked the best? Was there ever one that you could relate to that was relatable?
You've had so many of them. And I think it was the one, and I forgot the title, about how you had a friend who, and let me see if I could find it, about how you're more of a giver. Like, don't give away yourself to a fault. So you have to learn where there's a line between giving and being, if I say the word sucker, kind of like in a sense.
Don't be used. Don't be used.
Yes.
Right.
And so
you want to be a giver, but there's a right way to give and a wrong way to give. And I've even given to users knowing that they're a user, but that was a very rare situation. And but you don't want to be ongoing used, and you've got to be careful. Being giving, you want to be a giver, and giving can come in so many forms, and yet you don't want to be somebody who's being used. And there's a lot of users out there, people who will use you.
There definitely is. And like I said, Spotless Calm says I love that question. Great question. Also trick question.
Seeing if you're paying attention, right? I don't know if I've ever had a favorite video of my own. I think probably my early ones were my favorites. My very, very early ones, the ones that weren't tagged and titled right and stuff like that. I think. And
I've been going back on yours, and I'm trying to stay on the one channel to go back instead of, because before I was hopping from all 5 of them, and then I was like, wait, but I'm not going backwards to find out all the, all your videos and see all the content and all the growth, because I was so focused on going on all 5 of them. So now you'll see that I've been running more of just your main one channel, and I'm going back and hearting, and it's just like, so I've been watching those, but I haven't got back all the way to the beginning. And the other day I said, you know what, I should go back over to the beginning and see how you started to now.
Oh, and I started on my back porch in Georgia, and I'm sitting there with, just that. I did them all on my back porch in Georgia when my kids were little. That was when I started out, and and it can be on any topic. I've covered so many but I cover the hard topics. People think it's all about reaching for the stars and living your best life, but I talk about difficult and challenging subjects from my perspective. The other day I did one, and I wasn't sure whether I should put it out. You probably saw it. It was about death and why I'm not afraid of dying. And I thought people thought, oh my God, she's dying. What's going to happen to her? She's going to die. But I talked about living. I did a positive spin. Why I'm not afraid, because I'm living a full life. I'm living fully in the moment. I'm enjoying my life. So I talk about sickness, and when you get sick, and the fear of being sick, because I've lived through it myself, and the fear of dying. I talk about some very hard subjects that a lot of people try to not talk about. And that I think is what makes me relatable.
No, it's that also. You're very honest. You have, like I said, a subject that should be really, not sad, but a little down, but still you think positive at the end. And, you hit that subject, but you still make it at the end a positive thing. I guess it's kind of like, not to say that death is a positive thing.
Right. When you go
Yes.
through difficult and challenging times, I've done divorce, I've done breakups, I've done
Yeah.
people who cheated on each other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is the first thing people say, oh, did it happen to you? No, not all the subjects I've talked about have happened to me or have I experienced, but I've
Yeah.
often known people and been
With
through the
that.
journey with other people. And that was often how I gained, quite a bit of that knowledge. When I was very young, living in LA, I was working at a very famous hospital, well-known hospital, and I worked in the VIP area. And this old woman who was extremely wealthy, very well-known family, she said to me, and she said, honey, I'm old enough to do what I want to do. I'm old enough to have my
Mm.
idiosyncrasies. And I love that. I love that. She was old enough to have her idiosyncrasies. And so
Yeah.
she did things her way. And so I
Yeah.
just live life my way. And I think, I talk about how to find love. I tell little
Yes.
stories and
That's
grandma and everybody, but I tell how to find love again. You don't find love. Love finds you. And that's what people
mm,
forget. Love finds you when you're living your own best life, when you're happy, when you're being happy being you, when you're out there building your life and living your life and not paying attention to looking for love. It comes
yeah.
knocking on your door.
Yes, Drops Family Garden says losing a spouse isn't fun either. And yes, you've hit on that topic too.
Yep, 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 yep. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I did that. I did that topic. Oh, I think a few months back, and the trauma. Not
Mm,
only the trauma, but then you have to deal with the financial end of it, and you have to deal. Like I said, I don't give advice, suggestions, recommendations, anything like that, or information, but I share with you my perspective. You have to deal with, all the stuff that goes along with it, not just the emotions, but you have to deal with
yeah.
the basic stuff. And thank you, John. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. But you have to deal with so much. You have to deal with so
Yeah.
much. And a lot of people don't want to talk about it with their spouse beforehand. And then my husband and I've already talked this subject through, if one of us
Yeah.
goes before the other. And because eventually, even if you lived 150, somebody's going to go first. So it needs to be
Yeah.
talked about. It needs to be talked
Yeah.
about.
No, it's I think it's always just a weird topic because even my parents have discussed things with us and us girls, we've been like, no, we don't want to hear that, mom. That, but they've told us more than one occasion, and so we kind of like know what's going on. But it's
Yeah.
like you said, you definitely have to be prepared for quite a couple of different things in life. So, but
I'll tell you
now,
something to leave for your children. Let me tell you what to leave for your children. If you want to leave them something very valuable, leave them videos of
yeah,
you talking to them. Like that's how my YouTube, everything is backed up on DVD, by the way. Every
mm,
video that I've ever made is backed up
mm,
on DVD. So if they couldn't get, they have those, I've got them all put away. Every time I make a
oh my
video,
gosh,
it's backed up. And, but, you know, take video, take photos,
yeah,
create memories with your family, create memories with the people you
mm,
love. Remember what you have, your earthly possessions, we're just borrowing them. I live
yeah,
in this house. I'm just borrowing this house. I'm just borrowing this
yeah,
top that I have on. Somebody else, we're only borrowing this stuff. We really don't own it, but people think they do.
yeah,
So enjoy it. Enjoy your everyday get up, celebrate every day, live your life to the
yeah,
fullest. Don't live your life in worry and fear because worry and fear is just like a treadmill. It just goes around and around and goes nowhere. And you
yeah,
be proactive in your life, address issues, do constructive thinking, but don't live in fear and worry because fear is a natural emotion that's meant for good. But if a bear is running at us through the woods, fear is
mm,
necessary to protect us. But
mm,
unfortunately, people use fear the wrong way. They use it in every area of their life and it holds them back rather than pushes them
yeah.
forward.
No, definitely, definitely. Uh, you are definitely right about that. I think half of us would not have a channel if we let that fear get to us.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, get up, do it. And like I said, I started my channel. I said, well, watched other people. I was like, you know what? I don't have any friends. I don't go out of the house because I have my son, and being a single mom, my ex-husband does not live here. He lives in St. Thomas. My parents are older because I am older. I mean, my parents are going into their 80s, right now. And so I'm kind of like stuck at home, and I was like, well, this would be a great way to make friends and talk to everybody and show off, hey, I got a new item today. Look at that, and show it, share it with everybody else and get excited about it.
Well,
And
let me ask
so,
you a question. When your first video, when you first came on here, tell me about your YouTube journey.
oh my gosh, my first video, I did my hallway, and you hear my dog, her paws on the thing the whole time. I was half in the dark. The camera was like this, not even this way. It was this way, and I was just kind of like going this. And yeah, I look back at that video to what I have like behind me and stuff, and how more comfortable I am. I mean, I was so scared for so long to do live, and I don't know. I
But I
just,
think I was on your first live, if I remember. I might not have been, but
yes,
it seemed like I was on your first live.
yes. My first live, I was amazed. My first live, I got rated 3 times. So, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I did another, I think my
You're
second or
likable.
third,
People love you. They love you.
my second or third live, me and Corinne from Corinne's Life, we stayed on for 8 hours just to prove a point to Sam, because Sam used to always say that my lives are so long, it's going to go on for 6 hours, and I was like, okay, we made it to 6 hours. So, but no, I've met a lot of great people, I have to say, from Tuba Chat. That's when I started making a lot of friends.
Oh, I love Tuber
Yeah.
Chat. I think that's where we
Yes,
met, right?
that's where we met too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep. And I just love, I've seen other um, channels that are, you get to meet people, you kind of like connect and stuff, but not the way that Tuba Chat has it. There's such a great people on there that we're all very supportive of each other. Nobody's, trying to go for that drama. Everybody's happy when somebody makes a different level and a different mark. And, nobody's sitting there saying, oh, he's got 10 people. And I only got one. Oh my gosh, look at that. Why is he better? No, we all are very so supportive of each
Yes.
other. We're all
Yes.
trying to help each other out. I mean, I've had, Cooking with Miss Brown, she has helped me out. There's so many people, that have just been so supportive and so helpful and very patient with somebody who is new and have a lot of stupid questions. Not stupid questions. No questions are stupid, but but all of my multiple same questions over and over again. So, and I just think that it's just a amazing site. So I tell everybody to go ahead and go connect with Tuba Chat, because
Oh,
you will
Tuber
make
Chat is
very
another
good.
channel. It's going to be, it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow because
Yeah,
it's quality. Remember, when you
yeah,
put out quality, and this is the other thing, sometimes we'll see people grow really fast with crummy channels because they're putting out crummy content and people are watching it. But the truth is, you don't want to do that. You want to do it the right way. You want to put out quality
yeah,
content and grow the right way, and and be proud of what you're doing. Be
yeah.
proud of what you're doing. Let me ask you another question then. Where do you, and then I'm not talking numbers, not numbers at all.
Okay.
Where do you want to see yourself a year from now and 5 years from now here on YouTube?
Where would I want to see? I would love to. I love my unboxings. I would love to start getting more PR, so I could share with everybody else and give all the
Mm-hmm.
extras away. But I would love to also do more interviews like this and get better on my interviews and
Oh, you're
do bigger
excellent. You're
channels.
excellent. You're excellent.
Are
You
they?
don't have to
Yeah.
get better. You don't need to get better. Don't make one of
But
that,
I would
Google.
love
You're
to.
already great.
I would love to
Truth
get
is
bigger
that
channels like.
sometimes the raw remember some of the times when a TV show first starts out, everybody watches it because it's so raw. It's not perfected yet. And then after it gets perfected, people quit watching it. So you just want to be you.
No, like I said, I don't come here and think of, oh, let me ask A, B, C, D, and E. No, I have like one or two questions. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ask, but it takes you where you're gonna take, and it depends on the conversation with the person. It's like we could go on topic, off topic, talk about our shoes. It doesn't matter. Just like I have a fly running around here somewhere. I'm gonna get it soon.
Absolutely, absolutely. I had a fly in a live video that wouldn't leave me alone. You talked about that. I did. It just kept going around. It would land on my nose. Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah, it hasn't come around in a few minutes, so I'm like stewing underneath in the bottom. But I would love to go ahead and be able to interview bigger channels, like even my makeup gurus like Manny MUA, Laura Lee. I would love to have them come on my channel and let me interview them.
You know what you need to do? You need to ask them. Ask them.
I know.
People are so afraid. They're so afraid. My friend, Motivational Doc, with 4 million subscribers, he pops on my live streams all the time when I do live streams. And I'm just, and he's so amazing when he comes on. I'm like, oh my gosh, motivational. I know him. He's Alan. His name is Alan. And, but, it's like, he's just himself. They're people. They've been where you've been. And so this is the thing. You ask them, like you asked me.
Yeah.
You ask them. You just ask them. And most people are going to be honored. They're going to be honored that you've asked them. I was honored that you asked me, and so
I was honored that you said yes.
You have to remember a year ago, I was at 200 subscribers. 1 year, a little bit over a year ago, I had 200 subscribers, and I was thrilled. I couldn't believe I had 200 subscribers. And, so I've been there in my life, and it's an endless journey. So you don't look at numbers. You just have fun. If you were to ask me back that question, I would say, I hope I'm on here having a good old time. That's all. Making friends, having a good old time. I'm not looking at the numbers. I'm just going to enjoy my journey.
Well, where do you see your channel going?
I have, to be honest with you, I'm here as long as God puts it in my spirit to get up, because it puts it in my spirit to put out a video. I will be here. And every day it seems like, because some days I'll say, oh, I'm glad I don't have to do a video today, and then here I get 25 videos. And it's because and so the thing is that I'm just letting the direction take itself. I just want to know the only direction I want is that I touch someone's life in a positive way, whether it's somebody I ever hear from that maybe I'll never even connect with in any way, but I want to know that my life meant something to someone else. And that's what's most important, that I meant something, that I touched their life, something I said touched their life in a very positive way.
Oh, no, you definitely have. I've learned a lot from a lot of your videos. I've learned that I have to be more positive, just not think of the negative. And, stuff will happen in life, and you just got to keep on going. But with a smile on your face.
You got to keep on going. The thing is, you get up, you put those shoes on. There's days, some days I don't feel like going out and doing a 5-mile run. I mean, I went out in the 100-degree heat today, which is crazy, and humidity. But I'm not recommending that, by the way, but I put my shoes on, my running shoes on, and I tied them, and I went out there and I did my run. Sometimes in life we have to do, if it's the right thing. We have to do what we don't feel like doing. And life is amazing. And I think the most important thing is to enjoy your journey called life. You get one chance at this, and you want to do it right, meaning you want to enjoy your life. You want to be loving. You want to be kind. Even, there are people that live their life nasty, and I don't know how they go through life. because I'm not going to live my life like that. I'm going to live like my life with kindness and love. That doesn't mean I'm going to let someone abuse me or be nasty to me. No, I get away from those people real fast, real
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, real fast. And but I'm loving, I'm kind, and just enjoy being you. When I got sick 11 years ago, and going back that, or 12 years ago, when I ran into the wooden hanger. It was so odd. My daughter was calling me from another room, and I went through. We had a mother-in-law suite, and there was a wedged hanger, and I went, and it plowed me right into the eye, knocked me to the ground, and I still have my eyesight, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And but I learned one thing. One of the things, my first fear was my kids were small, and my
Yeah.
biggest fear was that they wouldn't have their mother. And that was
Mhm.
my biggest fear. That's why I started the YouTube channel. The second fear, I didn't want to lose me. I loved being me. And when it
Yeah.
comes down to it, you want to love being you, not somebody else. You want to appreciate other people, value other people, but you want to love being you. And I love
Yeah.
being me.
Yeah. No, it's definitely true. If you can't love yourself, you can't love others.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
It's like I've been telling my son, because he'll be like, oh well, someone did this and somebody did that, and even though he's still young, I tell him, you don't make fun of anybody. You don't use the word fat. You don't use this. It's
No,
like, never make fun of anybody at all, because you
never.
wouldn't want them to turn around and do the same thing to you,
That's right.
and it is not nice. Everybody's
We all come
different.
in different shapes and
Everybody.
sizes and ages, and the 90-year-old woman who's old and wrinkled is just as beautiful as the 20-year-old. It's
Yep.
just she's got her own unique beauty. We're
Yep.
all unique. We're all beautiful. We're all ourselves. The only people that are not beautiful are the people that are ugly to other people, and then they
Yes.
lose their beauty. You could be the most beautiful looking person on the outside, but if you're ugly to other people, you become ugly. And so it's your
Yeah.
kindness that makes you beautiful, your niceness, your warmness. You warm to other people. Understand other people are going through stuff you may not even know. Everyone's going through something, big or small, but everyone's got
Yeah.
something, and everyone's going through something.
My son just came in. He's got a wrap around his foot. I don't know what he's doing. I'm like, right, okay. No,
Well,
it's definitely.
my friend, I'm probably going to get off here in a moment or two, because my
Yes.
husband and I think we're going to go out and get a bite to eat. And that lets me order whatever I want, because if I'm home, I have to eat vegan. I
Oh,
have to
definitely.
eat healthy. And if we go out, I
Let
don't
me
have.
ask everybody really quick in the chat. Does anybody have questions for Diane, for about her channel, about how to grow your channel? Any tips or tricks that you would want to know from her? Like I said, she has a to me, very successful channel. And so, does anybody have a specific questions for her?
El Jable asked what my name is. It's Dianna Brianne
Yes.
Fairchild. That is my main channel, the name that you see up here, Dianna Brianne Fairchild. And thank you, Jeanette. Thank you, beautiful Jeanette.
Yeah,
Thank
she put it up.
Yeah, I don't really have, I think that the biggest thing I can leave people with is enjoy your YouTube journey and enjoy your journey in life, and be you. And if you want to be successful here, don't look at the numbers. We all want to grow, so we're not going to deny that, but
Yes.
focus
Yeah.
on
No, it's true.
your journey. Focus on the kind of content you want to make, not the kind of content you think that will get the views, but the kind of content
Yes.
you want to make. And somebody will love what you make. Now, not everybody wants to
Yeah.
come to an old grandma channel like mine, but there's a lot. There apparently is 14,700 people that do. So, some people will love you and some people will not. But as
Yeah.
long as you love what you're doing, then you're going to be happy with your YouTube journey. And that's what's the most important. And
Right.
don't let anybody pop or burst your bubble. Just be you.
Yeah. That is just like everybody's saying. They're calling you a wise woman and excellent advice. And it is definitely true, because you have to do your journey. This is your journey,
This is
and
yours.
how.
This is
Yep.
your beautiful life.
Yep.
This is yours. God
Yep.
gave you this lump of clay, and you get to mold it in whatever way you want. We all get a lump of clay. And
Yep.
some people are given everything and they do nothing with it. Other people are
Yep.
given very little and they do everything with it. And so the person that does everything with it is the success in life. And so be nice to people. Absolutely, Drops
Yep.
family. Absolutely. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. And
Yes.
so,
Yep.
be nice, be kind, be loving, but don't be stupid. There's a
Yeah.
big difference in there. And so I teach people that on my channel. Be loving,
Yep.
be kind, but don't be stupid. We don't let people take advantage of us, but
Yep.
we are kind and thoughtful to other people. And when you meet, one of the videos that I did was I don't even know if I ever put it up. I got to go back in the queue and look. If you, when you, often when we first go to someplace like a party or someplace new,
Yeah.
we're a little bit nervous. We're a little bit uptight, but I just assume everybody's wonderful unless proven otherwise. So I go to the
Yeah.
party and I think good thoughts about them. And a lot of times people are on the defensive, and there's certain situations we need to be on the
Yeah.
defensive about, but most we don't. When you meet somebody, think the best about them, and remember they've got their own struggles and their own things and all of that, and just have fun here. Just have fun. Enjoy
Oh yeah,
your beautiful
definitely.
life. And I just want to say thank you so much for having me. It's an honor for me to be here with
Oh no,
you.
thank you.
And you are amazing. And I want to tell you that your channel, I see greatness in your channel.
Thank
And
you.
I really wouldn't change anything. Sometimes we start changing stuff and then,
Mm.
then when it just let it naturally change. Let
Yeah.
it all just unfold as it should. Just be you.
Mm.
Just continue on your journey, doing it your
Mm.
way, even though other people may tell you how you should be doing this and you should do that.
Yeah.
I do everything wrong according to most people on my YouTube channel. Like my thumbnails are terrible, my titles aren't right, my tag most certainly is really not. It's in the toilet, and I just do it my way, and I'm just having a good time. Okay.
No, believe me, I agree with you. It will be what it's going to be, and I'm just
Absolutely.
enjoying the ride. And as
Enjoy
long as
your
I'm meeting great people like you and
life.
making great friends, then I'm a happy camper. I
Absolutely. And
definitely am.
that's what it's all about. And I thank you so very, very much. And I thank
No.
everybody who listened to me go on and on and on, that was so patient and kind, for being here. I really,
No,
really.
no. Thank you for coming up. I do appreciate it. I was so excited about sitting here talking with you. I knew we were going to just talk and talk and talk. I said, I'm not going to make one specific, like, main question, whatever, because I know that we were just going to talk.
Absolutely. And it's been wonderful. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you
And may
so much.
God bless all of you. And I thank you, thank you, thank you. So from
Oh,
my house
thank
to
you.
your house, may God bless you. And I hope to talk to you again soon.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Have a nice night.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your food. Thank you for coming. So interesting. I do know that I have a few. So how did you start to get oh, before I officially started, I pretty much, Charlene, I just asked people that I knew, that I was friends with. I asked them, hey, this is the idea. I would love to go ahead and, bring you on the channel. And I thought it was my way, because I know that some people get a little, um, I've been in other people's lives and I've been on the chat and having conversations, with them. And you don't want to say too much about your channel, but you want to be able to get it out. And I thought that this way I could talk about the channel. I could let them talk about whatever they want to go ahead and talk about, bring it out to other people that have not been to somebody's channel, maybe get some advice from somebody else, that might help them, or have them, think, oh, you know what, I was thinking about something like that, but you know what? Oh, she makes a little bit of sense. Let me go ahead and do that. And like I said, I started asking everybody. And Diane is right. I need to go ahead and I want to hit some of those bigger YouTubers or some of the boxing unboxing girls that I started watching or that got me into wanting to do also my channel. I should go ahead and go to them and say, hey, I'm doing interviews. Love to have you on here. I mean, what's the worst thing that they could say? Somebody says no. And then I'd be like, okay, thank you anyway. I appreciate it. And so that's kind of like what I'm doing now. I believe I have quite a few people already on the schedule. I'm trying to get different channels and not just makeup. Um, oh, thank you, Diana. I want to try to go ahead and get somebody who's a cooking channel on here, a gamer. I'm trying to get Sam up on my channel to do an interview with him. I just love learning about different people and their different journeys. How they got over here, how what are some of the struggles that they didn't, and kind of like puts into perspective for me. Even with Diana, I mean, she started off with 10 people, 20 people, 30, 100, same thing like me. And look where she's at now. So it does happen. You do grow. You do go ahead and, be consistent, love what you're doing, and just enjoy it, you know. Yes, Janetti's Corner. I have you coming up for an interview at one point too. So can't wait to have you. I mean, I've had some very, very interesting people so far. I've had Chris Phoenix, and if you haven't seen that interview, he is so interesting. I mean, he is he's talented. The journey that he has gone through in his life. So if you didn't see that interview, go ahead to my playlist and watch that. I mean, just amazing. I just love having so many different interesting people on my channel. It doesn't have to be all about makeup, you know. It's just like that's just how it is. I mean, I love to learn new stuff. I tell everybody I'm a city girl living here in Texas, and I keep on joking around with everybody. I have so many different like Drops Family Garden, RV Weekenders, homesteaders, North and South homestead. I mean, I fishing people. I mean, I can't fish for life, but let me tell you, I know how to ice fish. I know the concepts of ice fishing, so I'll be able to take care of myself in theory. I tell everybody's trying to get the country girl out in me because I have that itch to start growing some stuff. But I'm learning so many interesting new things and meeting so many different new friends. And it's like, I just love having everybody, come up and talk and, chit chat and, learn different things. It's just like, it's not a competition here. I have so many unboxing, channels that I'm friends with. And I'm so happy when they get, their milestones and they get another 10 subscribers and they, get 100,000 different likes. I am happy for them because you know what? They deserve it. I know how much work everybody puts into a channel. I know how hard it is, what you have to go ahead and do. And it's like, that's why I love Tuba Chat. I've met so many great people in Tuba Chat. We're very supportive from each other. We always help bring everybody else up, and we kind of like say, no, you could do it. Just hang in there. It'll come. Don't worry. This is what happens. You'll be fine. And it's just like, I love it. So it's just like I'm enjoying the journey here. So, and I want to hear everybody else's journey. So if you are interested in being interviewed and want to come up and tell us your story, definitely DM me on Instagram or Twitter. Or if you don't have either one of those, comment on the video when it posts up. And then this way I could go ahead and, set a date with you and we could talk about, everything. It's just like, I just love it. So I am going to go ahead, you guys, and do a get ready with me video tomorrow. I'm probably going to do one of the Jeffree Star palettes because I just uploaded that video. So it's going to be probably about 3 o'clock 2 o'clock tomorrow. So unless I know there's somebody else who's having a live, and I try to go to a lot of people's lives, so the time might change, but I'm going to do a get ready with me. I probably will also go ahead and do something like One Busy Mama did today. She took a palette that had lots of colors and let everybody pick a number 1 to, whatever, and whatever picked the most, that was the color she was going to have to make a look with. So I'm probably going to do that tomorrow, you guys. And I'll probably announce my 500 subscriber giveaway winners. So make sure you look out for that video. I don't know if I'm going to do a live or in a video. So I don't know. I might do it beforehand and then go ahead and do the live. So that this way everybody doesn't get like, oh my gosh. So let's know. And like I said, if I do the get readies with me, I might start doing a couple of more during the week. And then this way I might have people who want to go ahead and I'll drop my link. Anybody that wants to come up and chit chat, then we can go ahead and do that. So I don't know if that's something that everybody is interested in. If I start dropping, beside these interview ones, which are just me and the person that I'm interviewing, but for my general ones, if I should start dropping links. And then people that I know, if they want to come up for a few minutes, chit chat, and then that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and head out, you guys. I thank everybody for coming by. I have Corinne from Corinne's Life. She is going to be next week's person that I interview. So make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you know when I go ahead and do that interview. So that's going to be next week. So that's going to be Corinne from Corinne's Corner. She also had Corinne's Crafts, but she has changed that name and I can't remember it. And she does things along this line. This is what she sells on her Etsy shop and stuff. So I love this cup. So so I hope everybody has a wonderful, fabulous day. Everybody stay safe there. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming by. I appreciate it so much. Remember, I will drop the links for Diana's channel has been dropped, but I will also put it in the description down below. And there's my son. There's the son part of Makeup Mom. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. I will see you guys tomorrow on my Get Ready With Me Live. Night, everyone. Bye.